Right, just a quick video. I really need you guys to help me. I've come up with an idea. I don't know if it's going to last a long time. Those of you familiar with the channel will know that I am constantly chopping and changing what I do. I cannot stick with one thing. I do angry rants, I do random gameplay, I do walkthroughs, I do tips and tricks, I do tutorials, I do this, I do that. I'm constantly changing it. I have done throughout my whole time on YouTube, which is over 10 years. And I've come up with a new idea. I want you guys to let me know in the comments exactly what you think, any suggestions, any feedback, or just basically get yourselves involved and let's see if we can come up with something that I could potentially try and stick to that is our actual own idea. And when I say that, I don't just mean me, I don't just mean you, I mean all of us together. Let's see if we can come up with something that I'm going to enjoy, that can be on the channel for a long time, and something I can do even if I feel like switching things out. So basically the rundown is, I've come up with an idea because I've been through a lot of different phases, but what if I do the random gameplay, but I make it angry gameplay? So instead of just random gameplay where I'm playing a game, you've got the angry side of it as well. And then, instead of getting angry with video game developers and publishers and moaning about games and stuff, I play the games I enjoy, but I play them on harder difficulties. I do some of the harder challenges and things like that, and essentially just rage at the games. I think that's something you don't see too often, and like being angry, raging at things is something I'm very, very good at, and actually something I thoroughly enjoy. For some reason, I've always enjoyed the angry rants. But I'm thinking, instead of your standard gameplay, instead of angry rants and moaning about games and the developers and stuff, I thought, what if we mix the two together? We make it positive, so it's not going to be angry as in I'm really frustrated, angry like that. It's going to be angry as in I'm getting mad with what I'm currently doing in that game, but it'll be there for other people's enjoyment. So my risk, your enjoyment, if that makes sense. It's just a little idea, and as I said, I want you guys to get yourselves involved in the comments. Any ideas you come up with, something that we could do over a long period of time, not necessarily forever, not for even like 2 or 3 weeks, like something we could do for possibly the years to come, something that could potentially be forever, just something to add on to the channel, amongst the mix of different things I do. If you guys enjoy it that much, like if I do a test run with a few videos of angry gameplay, if you guys enjoy it that much, it could become a permanent thing forever. It was just an idea because I've always gone by try whatever you feel like trying at the time and basically see if the people that are around your channel enjoy what you are doing. So I've tried all the tips, I've done the angry rants, I've literally done what I thought was almost everything, but now I'm thinking if we try and find 2 different things and mix them together. The original idea was going to be angry walkthroughs, so I do a full-on walkthrough series of a game and play it on like the hardest difficulty with the target to be not necessarily like rage and scream and always be frustrated, but have that angry side to it, just basically because there's a bigger chance of me getting angry because I'm going to be playing on the hardest difficulties, doing the toughest things. And then I thought to myself, well, with walkthroughs, I don't always like playing a game from start to finish. There are times where I'll get halfway through a game and I'll get bored. So if I do angry gameplay, then maybe we could add other things to it, like Angry Joe. You've got his angry reviews, you've got angry impressions, you've got angry rants. Like, he does a lot of angry stuff. What if we do angry gameplay to start with and then not necessarily go down the trend of doing everything angry, because I don't want people to come across the channel and think that it's all negative. I've had so many people over the years, all you ever do is moan about games, and I did at one point, I did do that a lot. I was just constantly complaining about games. Whereas for the last, I don't even know how long, I've had so much fun in games like Once Human, the gameplay you're seeing in the background. I am like 40 hours deep into this game, absolutely loving it. They've got fishing events. They've got big bosses, the game works, it's free to play. Like, there's so many good things about this game. I have enjoyed putting over 40 hours in it, but there is going to come a time where I don't enjoy playing it that much anymore, so a walkthrough would have been a bad idea. I'm currently finishing off my walkthrough for the Division 1 because I started it, I basically made a promise to you guys to finish it, but I want some new stuff on the channel. I don't want to always do tips and tricks. I don't want to always do walkthroughs. I get bored of them. And I think that's my biggest problem. I get bored of doing the same thing over and over again. So with angry gameplay, it wouldn't be, oh, there's a new game coming out, like Black Myth Wukong's coming out, you've got to be angry playing that game. It'd be, oh, I fancy loading up a Call of Duty campaign, going back and playing on the hardest difficulty possible, getting myself a little bit frustrated with COD, and then go and have a little bit of chill time or whatever to recover from the stress and frustration. but we could just play any random game that I wanted to play at the time, so there's not that, like, risk of becoming bored of playing it, if that makes sense. And then what I could do is, like, I want to play an Angry Gameplay Call of Duty campaign, and then if you guys have some good suggestions, and I'm happy to do them, and if there's other things I can come up with, then we could go do, I don't know, like the Fun Friday, like just purely something as an example. Like, we could do a bunch of different stuff and just make this channel a lot more than what it currently is. Like, I've done over 10 years of YouTube, absolutely loved every moment of it, had my ups and downs, but it's at the point where I don't want to be angry with developers and publishers. I've done all the ranting stuff, I'm over it. I will vent my frustrations, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, this game's fantastic when it sucks, but I'm not going to go jumping down people's throats like I used to. I'm at the stage now where I'm 30 years old, and I want to just chill and enjoy games. Even if I'm getting frustrated and angry, the moment I stop playing that game, that anger's over. Whereas like the Division 2 days that I've had on the channel, I think it's over 600 videos, I've spent a long time playing that game. It got to the point where I had pretty much run out of stuff to do on that game. So it was like, okay, the devs have messed up with this update. They've done something wrong. Let's rant about it. And then there was another game that came out like, I don't know, a week after an update that messed up. And it's like, oh, I'm just getting sick and tired of this. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that for a while now. I think the last negative video I made was, is it worth playing for the First Descendant? And that's because I really didn't enjoy the way they set that game up. It was far too repetitive, but that was literally a one and done. And then the rest of it, like, there's been so many of you guys that have shown support on the walkthroughs I've done recently, and I want to continue those, but I want to add some other stuff in there as well. So I'm thinking of the Angry Gameplay, like Drug Dealer Simulator 2. I've had people commenting saying that they absolutely look forward to, I think it's 9 PM every single day in the UK. They look forward to it for the next episode to upload, and that's coming to an end on the 4th of August. I've also had people watching all the way through my Republic of Pirates. That was a load of fun as well. And then it got to the point I took a full-on 1 week break from recording the Division 1 because I got bored. I was doing like 2 or 3 games, walkthroughs only, at the same time, and it got far too overwhelming. It was kind of like walkthrough burnout. And I've never really faced burnout on YouTube. There's been a lot of boredom, like certain things that I'm doing, like tips and tricks and stuff, but there's never been full-on burnout. And I think I actually experienced it. So I want to keep the walkthroughs going, but for one game at a time. I want to do some new series and stuff. There's some other ideas floating around, like maybe looking at my Steam wishlist. I watch a lot of Zerka and the Sidemen in general. There's loads of different channels and stuff I watch, but Josh or Zerka from the Sidemen does a lot of like playing random games from his wishlist on Steam. And I've been trying to think of ways to do something similar, so not completely just steal his idea, but take inspiration from it. But at the moment, as I said, like there are ideas floating around. I just need to like finalize some things that I fancy doing. And the Angry Gameplay I thought was a good idea. It was something I came up with literally in the course of minutes. It was just a rough idea. But now that I've kind of given you guys the background of it, I'm getting kind of bored of just doing the same thing over and over again. So I want to mix things up, and it's not doing the same thing over and over again necessarily like, oh, I'm doing walkthroughs all the time, I'm doing tips and tricks all the time. It's sometimes I just get bored of playing the same game day in, day out. So as I said, the walkthroughs will stay, but I will focus on one game at a time where I can sit there and just play the same game for 8 hours a day, and sometimes I might rush through the walkthroughs. If I'm really enjoying the game, then obviously it'll be a lot slower, like the pace of it. I don't know, I'm a mess as a person. Well, when it comes to creating videos on YouTube, I've always been a mess. For over 10 years, I have always done this. I've seen lots of success, I've seen lots of failures, and I want to just have fun with it. So leave your suggestions in the comments. I will see what's going on, but I thought I'd give you guys a channel update without just going, right, here's Angry Gameplay, see if you guys like this. I wanted to kind of just tell you exactly what's going on. I faced a bit of burnout. I've got a little bit stressed. I've got bored. I've had a lot of fun. Like, there's been such a roller coaster of how I'm feeling with making content over the last few weeks. So just a completely random video. Leave your suggestions in the comments. We will see what we can cook together. And I'm really looking forward to the future of the channel because I'm going to be putting a lot of work into making it the most enjoyable space I possibly can. But that is going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.